Hello, friends. Happy Friday. I hope your weekend is off to a great start. I'm really happy to be with you guys tonight. It's been a fun week for sure. I'll tell you all about it. Got the Matches Memorial Friday 7LA with some Haunted Bookshop, which I just gave the charring light to, so I'm going to have to give it a second light now. And we'll check in and see who all is with us tonight. So there's JMZ 56, Corvette Jim, Cogs and Sprockets, Big Dave, great to see all you guys. Hillbilly Piper, Steve Russell, Everett Young, how you doing, Everett? Ian A.S. Dad, good to see you, Robert. Name That Pipe, Cogs and Sprockets, Zippo765, might be repeating myself. Burley Nut Bob and George Tiedemann. Lots of folks already tonight. Great crowd. Good to see that. Happy Friday to you, George. There's Bona Piper. Hello, Christian. Armchair Piper. Hello, Ed. Signal Man Tony. Good to see you tonight, Tony. So I am, if my voice is a little odd, I'm actually on the tail end of a head cold that I woke up on Tuesday morning and thought it was just allergies. And by the end of the day on Tuesday, I was like, no, this is a cold. And it's today was the first day where I started to feel kind of semi-normal. It was mostly just like that head congestion, that loopy feeling, and for some reason Dayquil makes me loopy now. I used to be able to take that all day and not have any problems, but now it feels like I'm taking NyQuil. So that's that. I'm drinking water again because I'm trying to stay hydrated until this cold is fully out of my system. And unfortunately, while I'm feeling better today, my wife is starting to show some symptoms. Although she said she felt nauseated, so I'm not sure exactly if it's the same thing or maybe something else is going on there. Anyway, I will probably not go the full 90 minutes tonight just because I don't know if my voice will hold up for that long, and I want to make sure she's okay and put the furnace back on for her, for goodness sake. So I hope you guys don't mind if we end a little early tonight, but we'll see how things go. Ian A.S. Dad is saying allergies with a question mark. Yeah, I do have allergies. Plants are beginning to bloom in Pennsylvania, Big Dave. Yeah, we're starting to see pollen and everything else. Yep. Corvette Jim is sipping on some one. Need my glasses for this one, Jim. 160 proof. Okay. 80% ethanol. Good deal. Michael Case. Early morning in a custom built Rhodesian again. Sounds good, Michael. Thanks, Gogs. I appreciate that. Phil Rivera. Hello, Phil. Good to see you tonight. No, Everett, I have it arranged where I just have to pull the rope and a pound bag falls from the ceiling, so it wasn't a problem at all. Everett's teasing me because I showed on Instagram this morning that I finished up another pound of Haunted Bookshop. 45 days. I'm holding very steady at 45 days now, so I'm excited about that. I think it takes me 45 days to smoke a pound of Haunted Bookshop, and that's not too bad. Everett's having Haunted Bookshop in the Friday 7 Good deal, Everett. And Burley Nut Bob's got some Carolina Red Flake with Perique and drinking sweet tea. Good stuff. Zippo's got some McClellan Honeydew and a Phil Rivara Billiard. Can't beat that. 85 in Phil's neck of the woods. Wow. We're in the 40s somewhere, but we got really high winds, and with the wind, it's like 36. You know, with the wind chill factored in. Yeah, George, I thought about boozing it up tonight to feel better, but I'm actually feeling pretty good. I'm definitely over the hump of this. But yeah, I've often I don't normally drink like straight scotch or whiskey when I'm not feeling well, but I will mix it in with some tea. Uh, I don't know if it cures me, but it certainly makes me feel less miserable. Aeneas, Dad has got some. Well, I can't see numbers. I can make the words out because I can fill them in. 1996, McCraney's Red Flake in an LCS Lavat. Nice. Tim Fernier is suggesting I have a salad with some coffee. Oh, he's having a salad with some coffee. Okay. I'm sorry, Tim. I thought you were giving me medical advice there, buddy. Oh, by the way, happy birthday to your son. I saw that earlier. Sir James, old Joe Cranston of Boswell. And Stanley Smith. Hello, Stanley. Good to see you here tonight. Boris the Piper. Welcome, Boris. Name That Pipe is smoking some Boswell's Railroad Station in a J. Cackert Lavat and sipping some apple pie moonshine. Good deal. Steve Russell is smoking McClellan's 5100 and a custom-built horn. A lot of McClellan blends being smoked tonight. Interesting. So I saw, and I don't remember if this was last week or the week before. I'm sorry, time is really crazy these days. Plus, I spent a good chunk of the last 3 days sleeping. Um, so you're lucky I remembered today was Friday. But I was watching some of the videos from the Muletown Pipe Show and seeing some of the updates on Instagram and stuff. Looks like the guys that went had a really great time. So great to see that, and sure hope I can make it next year. Beowulf and Miss Kathy, how you folks doing tonight? And the Smooth Piper, hey Peter, good to see you. Cogs and Sprockets is enjoying an EP Carrillo Inch and some Ezra Brooks Bourbon. EP Carrillo Inch? Did I read that wrong? I thought it was Carrie. Piper said, welcome. The Smooth Piper's got some HGL in his 673 Friday 7 LE second. Nice, Peter. HGL is one of those blends I should not like, but I enjoy it. So as a result of pretty much being in a NyQuil/Dayquil coma for the past 3 days, I don't really have a lot of stuff to to talk about. I'm not really up on current events right now. Not that we ever talk about current events, but happy to take questions, suggestions for topics, whatever you guys want. Ron Hardcrackers, how you doing? Ian A.S. Dad, yes, I have smoked ropes and twist tobacco. Yes. And I enjoy them. They're a little bit of a pain to have to prepare, but they're worth it. Yeah, a lot of birthday boys. Happy birthday, one and all. Oh, Big Dave is asking, what will I be planting this spring? Big Dave, that's a good question. I've been talking to my wife about this, and so we have been for about 5 years now part of our CSA here, which for you guys that don't know, it's a local farm. You pay them a bulk amount or one amount, and then for multiple weeks during the summer you get lots and lots of vegetables. Whatever happens to be picked that week, you get. It's really great. So we don't really need a lot of vegetables is the bottom line. And I've always liked to grow tomatoes, but we get so many tomatoes from the CSA, I can't keep up with them. We really haven't decided. I usually grow some peppers, but we get a lot of peppers from the CSA too. But I like to grow some hot peppers, so I might still do that. Beyond that, I don't know. We did green beans last year, but they weren't to my wife's liking. These were heirloom green beans, and they didn't taste the way she likes her green beans to taste. So, Everett Young's asking, do I think Haunted Bookshop is more moist than normal? Not that I've noticed, Everett, but my latest pound bag is probably about 3 months old. I haven't opened the newest one. Jay Mouton, how you doing, Jay? Thanks for stopping in. We appreciate it. NAS Dad, you gotta cut it. That's the thing. It's fiddly. You gotta cut it and rub it out, and then let it sit for a while. You gotta let it dry out. Yeah, especially the Black XX. That's the only way that I found that I could enjoy it is if I let it dry for a bit. It's one of the few times when I dry tobacco. Codger Jim, some future discussions about boring out a pipe or the recipe for pipe mud. You mean pipe mortar? I'll get to that. Big Dave, I'm not going to plant tobacco this year. Phil's enjoying his Ken Byron Ventures Brown Flake. Very nice. Yes, Michael, we're going to do another joke show. Definitely. Flat Cat Piper, how you doing, buddy? So what was I going to get back to? So it was Codger Jim was asking about boring. You mean boring out a corncob pipe? There's not really a lot to talk about. I just use a Forstner bit and zip down into the pipe. I could make a video on that if it would be interesting, but it's a pretty simple process. And then the pipe mortar recipe, it's in that pipe mortar video. I haven't changed it, and it works fine. Have been some interesting reports. A few people have found it. They had to play with the ratio, and I think there might be some differences in the purity of the plaster of Paris. And this has been like folks in Australia, and not local. So I think it just might be that different countries maybe have different things they call plaster of Paris. So, you know, I could talk about, if you want the recipe, I can pull it out and give it to you. Oh, enlarge an air hole in a briar pipe. I got you, Jim. That you do very carefully. JMZ, the tobacco was actually from 2 years ago. It turned out kind of ammonia-y. I don't think I dried it long enough or cured it long enough or something. So we'll have to see what happens. I've still got it. I was thinking of maybe pressing it, maybe a bit of vinegar to try to neutralize some of that and press it, but I haven't gotten around to doing it. Oregon Blue Lake variety green beans. I'll keep that in mind, Michael. Taciturn Richard. Ah, he's putting up the recipe for pipe mortar. There you go. I don't have to pull it out. Thank you, Richard. And two questions I get a lot is why the salt? And the salt it supposedly makes the plaster cure more quickly and a bit harder. And I tried it with and without the salt. I thought it was harder with the salt, so that's why the salt's in there. And the other question is, can you mix up a batch of it and just spoon it out as you need it? And if you do that, you have to make sure you shake it beforehand, because the stuff will separate because of the different sizes of the particles. And if you shake it, you're going to have a mess because it's very fine powders. So I think it's easiest just to mix it up as you need it. In terms of boring out, you mean boring out the shank on a pipe that's too tight? I do that with these. So it's a drill bit that's just set in a wooden handle, and I turn it by hand very slowly. Start with the smallest one that doesn't fit, and just go really slow and carefully. The stem's a different problem altogether, and I really wouldn't suggest you do this. You try to bore out the stem unless you know what you're doing. Wouldn't calcium do the same as salt, Phil? I don't think so. Actually, I think there's a fair amount of calcium in plaster of Paris. Integrity Farms Easter Special. You're going right over my head again, Tim. Doug Owen, good evening. Oh, you're not late. You're just in time, Doug. Yeah, Robert, you can use it as a bowl coating. It's a bit gritty, so your sour cream and charcoal is probably a better option if you just need to coat a bowl. But if you use it to like raise the bottom of the bowl or something like that, I actually recommend that you do put it around the outside because it builds cake really fast, and you want the cake to be sort of uniform all around. Oh, Jim, you want to know dimensions for the shank? You're going to get different answers from different people. It's really a matter of personal preference. I think 4mm is what is kind of standard in the industry, and I forget what that translates to into imperial. There we go. So Beowulf Steve is saying Steve's used the pipe mortar quite a bit. He's saying even a double batch doesn't work as well as just mixing up a single batch. Thanks for that, Steve. Sour cream and coconut. Yeah, Phil, I've always wondered about the guys that use sour cream. That just doesn't it? Don't you worry about it? Like, well, I guess it's already sour. I guess it doesn't matter. I've always wondered about the guys that are using the things like sour cream or honey or stuff like that in the bowl. Is that, is there a possibility of bacteria growing or something? Apparently not, because a lot of people do it. Thank you. 530 seconds. Yes, 530 seconds is close to 3.9 millimeters. Yep. Doug Owen has got a whistling pipe that drives him crazy, looking to replace it. It's a Kamoi from the 1960s. So if anybody has an older apple-shaped Kamoi in a higher grade, he's in the market. Oh, that's interesting, Phil. So the sour cream is inert, no taste, and it sets hard. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I probably have smoked pipes with that kind of bowl coating in them and not even known it. I know people say they can taste the bowl coating. I don't think I've ever tasted bowl coating. What I have tasted is a lack of the briar burning. Andrew Sirigliano is putting in another vote for sour cream and activated charcoal. Cool. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Beowulf and Miss Kathy. The heat of the first light is going to kill anything that's there anyway. Yeah. Taciturn Richard wants to know if you need chives too. You mix those in with the tobacco, Richard. You got to get that Captain Black baked potato. Tim Fournier's advocating for cigar ash, water, and honey. Similar theme, something to me, something sticky and a carbon source. Yeah, Everett, it sort of lets you know you got a new pipe, I guess. When you taste that burning briar. Phil says the Ken Byron Venture brown flake starts sweet, no grassy or hay notes. Towards halfway, a slight pleasant sour or tart note. That sounds good. I think you're right about that, Big Dave. I think Bear Pipe does have a sour cream and charcoal video. Michael K says sour cream sets hard in his gut. Oh, Doug, I don't think bacon old fashioned has any bacon bits. Cogs and Sprockets is saying that anyone interested in 9mm pipes, Eddie Gray at the Pipe Nook has a collaboration with Peterson, a line of pipes called the Phoenix, $98 a piece. Go take a look. Troy Darusha, lurkers are certainly welcome. Welcome, Troy. Yeah, Peter, I do that the first few smokes in a new pipe. You break up the ash and then shake it around the bowl. That really helps the cake form. That's a good tip. That's interesting, Ron. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I came up with that recipe was that the cigar ash was just inconsistent. I mean, you do everything you can to mix it the same way each time, and sometimes it would set hard as a rock, and other times it would just crumble. Progressive Piper, good day, Mick. Good to see you. Tim's not a smart man, but he knows what love is. I'm sure that's a song reference that I'm missing. Yeah, looks like our haunted bookshop is done. I'm gonna smoke the Boswell Calabash, which I had out earlier today, and I'm gonna fill it with some of the Stonehenge Flake again, which I had last week. Oh, it's a Forrest Gump. I never saw Forrest Gump. It's going to take me a little bit of time to fill between the size of the bowl and the fact that I got to rub out the flakes. But I've had maybe 3 bowls of this since last week, and I really like it. That, in case you weren't watching last week, really nice flakes. That Lakeland-esque essence that I was talking about, that sort of herbal topping, or herbal casing was gone by Saturday morning when I had another bowl. So whatever it was dissipated very quickly, and this is just a really nice Virginia blend. I'm surprised it's not, it doesn't get more attention, because it's really very good. I mean, my favorite Virginia is another GLP's Union Square, and I'd say this is pretty darn close to the same level, not the same blend. Oh, thank you for the comments on the pipe. No, name that pipe. I haven't opened the Poplar Camp yet. Yeah, this is the pipe that Jack Kurtz and I each have one of. His is a little bit different than mine, or mine is a little bit different than his, but they were made at the same time, or made side by side from Boswell. And it is heavy. I mean, it's clenchable. It's well balanced, but it is a heavy pipe. Yeah, I'm a pop culture dunce. Oh, that's a neat idea, Steve. Put a little bit of honey on the rim of the pipe and it chars, but it prevents the briar from charring, so you can sand it off easy when you clean it up. Oh, Troy, nothing wrong with the cob. Don't worry about it. Drive safe, Piper on the 45. Yeah, Doug, I can't believe how quickly the Lakeland dissipated. There's just nothing there now. Yeah, Cogs, if you get this pipe hot, you got a problem. It's got really thick walls. If this gets hot, it's probably on fire. Yeah, Robert, I've got no interest in it. I mean, I saw the commercials for it and stuff. Just not my kind of movie. Pipe Time is lighting up some 2012 Frog Morton Original in a bent billiard mirror with some Hofbrau München Dunkel. Very nice. Yes, Tim, I think everyone needs a Boswell calabash. Now, this is not a true calabash. It's calabash in shape, but the cap doesn't come off. It's all integral. It just has a bowl drilled through it. Doug, I just talked to Jack today. He's doing fine. He's doing fine. He's still fighting some medical issues, so prayers are still appreciated, but he's doing well, and I know he's watching tonight. So hello, Jack. And he told me earlier today that he already had his matches memorial pipe and his spaniel custom built laid out for tonight's show. You might be thinking of Yellow Bowl, Dave. Um, Big Dave. Or there was another one that had a honey coat. I can't remember what it was. Was it Yellow Bowl, Phil? Because Yellow Bowl also had that yellow coating. I don't know what that was. I think it was just yellow paint. Yeah, cogs, they're hard to get. They sell out quickly for sure. But Boswell does take commissions. We're talking about best comedy movies, favorite comedy movies. Good ones mentioned. Blazing Saddles, Mad 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 World is definitely a good one. Gary Edminster smoking his oversized mirror with a Navy logo on the bowl with vanilla custard tobacco. Very nice. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. That's a good one, Zippo. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Very good, Clarence. How you doing, Couch? It hasn't passed by here. Oh, Elf's a good one too. Yeah. Young Frankenstein. That's one of my favorites, Flat Cap. Eddie Murphy Delirious. I don't know that one, Everett. Kirk Douglas, Schwarzenegger. Something About Mary. Don't know that one either. Little Fat Morgan. Hello, Todd. Yes, Doug. For Young Frankenstein, there's so many quotable lines from that. Oh, Eddie Murphy's first stand-up comedy movie. Okay. G.I. Joe going to see where the shark came from. Patrick Grant, how you doing, my friend? It's windy in New York. Yeah, it's windy here too. Oh yes, Michael. Any of the Marx Brothers films. I always get the titles confused. They're all like one big film to me, but I love them. Airplane When Mrs. Cleaver Speaks Jive. That is wonderful. That is one of the best moments in a comedy film, no question about it. Ah, oh couch, to do that I'd have to take it out of quarantine. You sure that's okay? Yes, Doug. That scene, and that's one of my favorite scenes from Bride of Frankenstein. So I really loved how they spoofed it. Couch wants me to show off his pipe. Oh, that wasn't his pipe. So this is a Mountbatten, made in England, 6410, 8410, sorry. And he got it new old stock, so the stummel is what the stummel was, but the stem is mine. Well, the stem is his, but I made a new stem for the pipe. And this is the really cool brindle ebonite that he picked out for it. And I'm so glad that he decided to go with the saddle stem, because it really shows off that it's called honey, and it's hard to see, but the light color in there is almost like a honey yellow, and then it's coming through a almost black, sort of very dark brown. Really beautiful. I'm sorry, I'm not saying my stem is really beautiful. I'm saying the material is, and that's all on couch. So this is going to go in the mail tomorrow. I was going to have it in the mail sooner, but then I got the cold and didn't want to pack it up while I was sick. Oh, thanks, guys. Oh, the putting on the Ritz scene was just amazing, Tim. Yeah. That it's funny. I'm trying to think of comedy movies, and of course, I'm completely blanking until somebody names one, and then I'm like, oh yeah, of course that. But I really think Young Frankenstein is certainly in my top 5 comedy movies. Thanks, guys. Yeah, Phil, I was constantly worried that I was going to file through, and I've done it in the past, so. Yeah, Big Dave, I do a lot of hand work on stems, probably more than I should, but I find I make more mistakes when I rely too much on the belt sanders and things like that. Monty Python and the Holy Grail is a good one. Yeah. Pink Panther. There you go, Zippo. That's one I hadn't thought of. Yeah, Phil, I don't know if you can see that jar back there is I started putting all the mistake stems into that to remind me. Slow down. Yeah, Patrick, was that documentary the one that was something like the Almost True story or something like that? It was a six-parter. I watched that. It was very good. Yeah, Couch. The Matrix was a really good movie, but I think the sequels were horrible. It's a shame because that first movie was really good. Meerschaum Mountaineer, hello there. Good to see you. Oh, little fat Morgan has a pipe and he dropped it and stepped on it and broke a big chunk off the shank. So, and the answer is yes, there's some way to fix it, but without seeing it, it's hard for me to give you any more advice. But if you want to get in touch with Tim West, J.H. Lowe, he's a very good pipe repair guy. I did not know that. Beowulf and Miss Kathy. Tennessee Ernie Ford was a pipe smoker and loved Burleys. I did not know that. That's really interesting. I do know Tennessee Ernie Ford. That's interesting, Doug. Maybe Phil would have some thoughts on that. Doug says his whistling Kamoy only whistles when it's put together. The shank is clear and quiet, and the stem is clear and quiet, but together they whistle. The only thing I can think of is that there's a space between the end of the tenon and the bottom of the mortise, and it's offset enough that you're getting some turbulence there that's turning into a whistle. Eric S., good to see you, my friend. Doing just fine. I traded 5 tins of Sun Bear for a gallon of gas. Hey, at least you finally got rid of the Sun Bear. Tennessee Ernie Ford is Ian Ass's dad's wife's great uncle. That's amazing. Oh, Caddyshack. You can't beat Caddyshack. Okay, I got a movie-related question for you, and this is going to date some of us. Oh, Couch, it's a Samsung watch. It's one of these ones where you can change the face. It's liquid crystal display. Okay, what is the first movie that you can remember seeing in the movie theater without your parents? So you went with friends or whatever. On Borrowed Time with Lionel Barrymore. I don't think I've seen that one, Peter. Dirty Dozen, EM50. Don't know what that is. Ghostbusters? Scarface? Patrick? Escape to Witch Mountain? Beatles' Hard Day's Night. Wow, Bob. Our Man Flint. Thunderball. Well, technically, I mean unsupervised, Tim. It depends. If you went with the babysitter and you paid, then it counts. Beverly Hills Cop. Your parents thought you were going to see Pinocchio. Spaceballs. Empire Strikes Back. Pondering with Pepe's Pipes. How you doing, Pepe? Escape the Witch Mountain or Bed Knobs and Broomsticks. I'll have to look for that, Peter. I love Lionel Barrymore. The Long, Long Trailer. Wow, Michael. Boris thinks it was one of the Tarzan movies. For Doug, it was you saw the Tingler with the wired seats? Oh, man. Oh, I envy you that, Doug. Tom Swift and his inflatable... No, no, Big Dave. Cannonball Run 2 for Tim. The Smooth Piper says E.T. DNAS Dad saw Showgirls. Mine was a movie that nobody will remember. It was called Alien Invasions. And it was just a really bad, like, pre-Star Wars science fiction movie. Gunga Din. Doing fine, Pepe. Andrew was supposed to see Jurassic Park and diverted himself into Basic Instinct. Yep. Yeah, Robert, I agree with you. I mean, I don't have a lot of good stuff to say about Star Wars, and I take a lot of flack for that, but I have to say it really did change at least sci-fi movie making. It raised the bar. I bet that was really strange, Doug. Oh, doing it wrong, that's funny. So you think it was Terminator, Pepe? Aha! Beowulf and Miss Kathy, although I think this is coming from Steve. Would have been one of the old Western serials, either Roy Rogers or the Cisco Kid, usually more interested in the girl than in the movie. Save Sunrise bottle caps to get one of us in for free. That is so cool. I mean, I don't know, do kids even go to the movies like just for fun? It's so expensive. Although these days, I guess you just pirate everything and watch it at home. Yes, Michael Douglas was something there, Doug. Oh, that's funny, Michael. Michael K says that the local theater had a bicycle giveaway and his friend got called to choose the winning number and he chose his own name and they had to rush him out back. Chased by a crowd of angry kids. That is funny. couch, that must have been an experience. So, Big Dave, are you recommending that movie? Oh, The Blob's a good one. Definitely a good one, Peter. That was, at least the theater scenes from that were filmed not very far from where I live. About, I don't know, 30, 45-minute drive from here. In, what's the town? College, no, Phoenixville. Pipes, etc. How you been, my friend? Good to see you. Couch recommends Falling Down. I vaguely remember that one. It was Dustin Hoffman. Corvette Jim, there was a movie with this girl, Linda something. Fireman Piper is coming in with Ben-Hur. Good one. It was Michael Douglas in Falling Down. Okay. Oh, that theme song is terrible, Doug. That's the sort of thing that gets stuck in your head for weeks. Yeah, it was Michael Douglas. I don't know why I was thinking Dustin Hoffman. Silent Running with Bruce Dern. Don't know that one, Tim. Sorry. Okay, Ron. So Ron says his wife and he stood in a long line to get to the theater when Star Wars first came out, and his son thinks it's awesome they did that. But Ron, do you think it's awesome you did that? I will, Tim. I have a long list of things to look up. Well, Patrick, I guess that's something. Didn't know they made one. And I'm just going to have to assume that the Smooth Piper's comment is out of context because oh, Ron, I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, Zippo, it's going to be hard to live that down. Oh, Michael, I don't know how many folks are going to get that, but you are absolutely right. That's really funny. And Tim says The Phantom Menace was the last movie he and his dad saw together. Well, I hope that's a good memory for you, Tim. At least something good will have come from that movie. That was the last Star Wars movie I saw. I just walked away from that one and never went back. Yeah, there's a lot of Kurosawa in Star Wars for certain, Zippo. Blade Runner was a pretty cool movie. And Couch and his dad watched The Water Boy every football season. Well, guys, as I mentioned, I was thinking I'm not going to go the full time tonight. I want to get the furnace back on for my wife. She's not feeling well, and I'm still a little bit tired, so probably going to call this to an early close tonight. But I thank you all for joining me, and I hope that you enjoyed the chat about movies and whatnot. You never know what it is we're going to talk about. Should do a better job of knowing what we're going to talk about, but at least we never have a lack of things to talk about. So that's what's important. And I really enjoy the time you guys spend with me. So with that, I'm gonna wrap this up. I hope you all have a great weekend, a fantastic week ahead. We'll be back next week with more of the same, and I'll definitely have a video out on Sunday, so tune in for that. And until we speak again, y'all take care. Bye now.